So we're on the way to the barn, and the engine has overheated, so we're on the side of the road and we only have our bottled water, so that's cool. So we put bottled water in the engine. Well, that was not planned, but we still made it. Today, King Chester is getting a break to go graze in the pasture, and we are riding my 23-year-old barrel horse Kite. Yes, you read the title right. He is 23 years old, but he is still showing he very much has enough gas to go run, so I'm keeping him legged up so he can go to some races over the summer. I don't haul him very far at all. If he goes to any race, it'll probably be within an hour of us. He really does not need to be hauling very long, but I think it keeps them young to keep them working and in shape and running. He obviously really enjoys it, and he is the pushiest horse ever. When I get him to the trailer, this lead rope I have on him is very, very chunky, so after I tie him up with that, I go in the trailer to grab this quick release thing and a salt block for him. So I put this quick release thing on him because it'll be much easier than a daisy chain if there is a setting back emergency to get him unhooked from the trailer, and then I put up the salt block so he can keep himself entertained here. Once that is all done, I go and grab my grooming bag out of the trailer so I can just set it next to me because it has all of my grooming stuff in it, and he is still losing so much hair, and I swear I've slicked him off 5 billion trillion times, but so much hair is still coming off. So I tried to get everywhere and spend some time still trying to get rid of all of this hair. His stomach is especially shedding compared to the rest of his body, which is so funny to me, and he has a little white spot on his stomach I'm sure some of you have seen, and for some reason every summer it does not slick off. So he has all his nice summer coat slicked off, short hair, and then that white spot is just there and long compared to the rest of his body. It is so weird. I don't understand why, but I guess it's kind of cute. I really don't know why that happens, but it's always much longer than the rest of his body. When I'm done getting all of that hair off with the Slick Easy, I go over him with this soft brush to really knock that dust off. The good thing about the Slick Easy is it does help to get a lot of dirt off of them along with the hair, so it is my favorite thing ever. So I just get all that dust off before I choose to throw on my tack, and he made me help him scratch his leg a little bit. He was itchy, so of course I helped, and he was showing me exactly where to scratch. So I made sure he was comfortable and was not itchy. Once I was done being his personal leg scratcher, I went back over it with the brush, and I just continue brushing his whole body with this soft brush. I do think it's important to also brush off their legs before you throw on your tack, and he gets to wear the saddle pad that Chester won. It's a Lucky Dog saddle pad, and then I throw on my saddle and I pull the saddle pad up so it relieves any pressure from his withers and make sure that all looks good. And I really have to take up the cinch for him because he is built like a thoroughbred while my other two horses aren't as much. So he is very skinny in the front, but his belly is very fat in the back. But because of that, his cinch has to be way tighter than the other horses I ride. So once I do all of those cinches, and I even had to tighten the back cinch up some more, I grab these cactus bow boots and this cactus vest collar that is so cute. You've seen it a lot on my channel, and if you're new here it is. It's so cute. But these things are from Hothead Stalls, and you can use my code Sadie5 when you order for a nice little discount. Here he is looking so cute in all of this tack, and here's a little close-up. Before I pick his feet, I like to pick their feet before I ride to make sure there's no rocks or anything uncomfortable in there. Let me look at their hoofs, see if anything is abnormal, if there's any heat or anything in there. It's just important to do, and it's very important to do to keep them comfortable. I don't want to ride him if he has a ton of rocks in his feet, because that would not be comfortable. And he is a little jerk about his back feet, but I got him. And after I was done with all of this, it was time to put on those bell boots I showed you earlier, just to keep him from overreaching. He doesn't need big sports boots or anything. Just these little bell boots will do just fine, and they look so cute with him, and I love being matchy-matchy. And then I put on my blue Troxel helmet, and I'm excited to tell y'all I now have a Troxel code. It is just my first name, Sadie, and then I put on my boots, and these spur straps are also hot head stalls. I like to just walk around in my muck boots, and I often forget to put on my riding boots, but I did not today, and here he is, being the cutest pony ever. I tighten the cinch before I get on, because I don't want my saddle slipping around. That wouldn't be comfortable for either of us, and it would be very embarrassing if I just rolled off the side here. So I get that where I need it. I don't make it super tight, but I'd make it snug enough that I'm not gonna roll off and die during our ride. And the extra latigo is a little long, so I just do that weird knot there. I'm not sure anybody else in the world does, but I do. I hop on and I start by walking a lot. He is older, like I said, so I walk him a lot to make sure all that fluid in his joints is nice and warm. I don't want him trotting before he is properly warmed up. So you will see me make several laps around this arena, and I go both ways, making sure both sides are good and warmed up. That I think he is ready to trot, I ask for a posting trot. This is the only trot I do on him. You'll see on my other two, sometimes I do a sitting trot, but on Kite, I only ever do a posting trot. It's all I've done for 10 years, so I'm not going to ask him to do anything different here. So we trot a while. I want to keep him in good shape. I don't overwork him, obviously, but I do make him trot for quite a bit. It's my favorite gait to use to build muscle and maintain a nice physique here, keep him muscled up, and I use loping more for endurance and building the air in their lungs, but I prefer trotting to get them good and muscled up. I trot both directions, keeping him nice and even. If I do something on one side, I want to equal it out and do the exact same thing on the other side. I am done trotting both ways, I give him just a second to walk and catch his breath before I ask for a lope. He is very dramatic when he lopes in here for some reason. He does really hate this arena. I forgot to mention that. It's his least favorite place, I think probably in the whole world. And again, I make sure everything is even in the lope. If I do it one way, I gotta do it the other way to build up equal amounts of muscle on both sides. And again, I like to lope to build the air in their lungs because that's important. Endurance is very important, especially for big barrel patterns. When he is done loping, that concludes our workout. I cool him out for a little bit, just walking around, letting him catch his breath and have a nice cool out. Before I hop off, I pet him again, tell him he did a good job because he really did, for as much as he hates this arena. And I'm trying to ride him in the snaffle because I could really tell he is not enjoying the other two bits I have always ridden in, and he seems to like the snaffle a lot better. He is not opening his mouth or anything like he used to, so I think that's a good sign. I loosened both of the cinches before I lead him back to the trailer because I don't want those to be tight any longer than they have to be, and I want to immediately relieve that pressure. And you know, I had to snap a pic for the gram. Here he is looking so cute. And you can see all that tack again. And I lead him out and tie him back with the quick release thing at the trailer. And for some reason, he was not wanting to walk up there. So I had to do a ton of convincing to get his butt to walk close enough so I could clip that thing because I did not have the lead rope on him. I was just going to rely on that, and he did not want to walk up there. I go and hang his bit up in the trailer, and then I completely undo the cinches, but first is the breast collar. I unclip it and get that undone before I get the cinches because you don't want the breast collar done up without the cinches because that could lead to a myriad of problems. The most prominent of those problems would be them shaking off the saddle while the breast collar was still done and it rolling under them or anything that could just cause a lot of problems. So I get that all off and I pet on him still, and I grab these bell boots off. Once I have them undone, I go and put them back where they go in the trailer, and I come back to fetch him. He does get to go outside today, but I'm going to let him go do his favorite thing in the whole world before I turn him out, and that is roll. So I walk him back to the indoor arena now where he does not have any tack and let him roam around and find the perfect spot for him to roll. This is definitely his favorite thing to do in the whole world, so I try to let him do it as much as I can. When he was done rolling, I took him and turned him out, and he got to be out for a very long time, just out there grazing, and he did have a little bit of a trot out there. I don't have a video, but I like to see him trot off after a workout because it shows me he still is perfectly fine and I didn't overwork him or anything. After he has been out for a long time, I bring him in and put him back in his stall, and he gets a drink, which I love to see. I take off his halter, and he is a cribber, and cribbing can kind of cause colic sometimes if they fill their stomach up with too much air, so he always has to wear this collar when he is inside to make sure he does not do that. I make sure his stall is shut good, and I hang up the halter, and I go get him a nice flake of hay to snack on. He definitely deserves it, and I think all horses should have as much forage as possible, so I slide that into him and he gets to enjoy that for the rest of his day here. And that was our ride. Thank you so much for watching this video. Special shout out to Diesel and Shelby and Horsetail. You guys are so awesome. Okay, see you next time. Bye.